where I was shooting there, shooting a bunch of mismatched arrows. My groups aren't that great. First time I shot this bow in about a year. Using about 4 different types of arrows, and so they all hit a little bit different. What you're looking at here is a Osage orange self bow or longbow that I made last spring, 2013. Try to give you a better view of it. So what this is it's one piece of Osage orange. I actually bought it on eBay as a stave. Got it for a cheap price. The stave actually wasn't that nice of a piece. On the internet it looked great. It was very snaky. And if you, hopefully with this camera you can see the waviness to the sides of the limbs. That's what I would call the snakiness of the bow. Here on the handle it's white buckskin, and I laced it with, what did I lace it with? Hemp. But you can see kind of the waviness of the limbs. When I bought the stave on eBay, it was very snaky, and I was pretty excited with it because I thought I was going to have a really snaky bow. And so anyway, I bought the stave, and when I was working on it, somebody had actually cut it out with a bandsaw, and they had not followed the grains of the wood, because on a self bow you want one continuous grain of wood all the way down the length of the bow. And anyway, the wood grains had been violated on this bow, and therefore when I tried to find the back of the bow, tried to find one continuous limb I could use for the back of the bow, that's where I really ran into problems. I don't know if you can see it, but right here you'll see some different coloring there. When I worked the stave down to one continuous growth ring, I wasn't left with much wood. I was pretty frustrated. I thought I could throw it away, or I could use it for firewood, or I could try to find a way to salvage a bow out of it. So what I did was I took shavings, wood shavings, Osage shavings from the stave, and I actually glued them in to this really thin spot. I don't know if we'll be able to see it here. Let me get the bow arranged. It's not wanting to cooperate with me. Maybe this will work. But right here is where I had to glue in shavings. I'm going to put my finger right there. From here out is layers of thin shavings that I glued on one at a time, and it goes from here to here. So this section, about 4 feet, or 44 feet, 4 inches of the bow limb was too weak to use, so I had to glue those shavings in, and I was actually able to salvage it and turn it into a bow. I mean, it could be used for hunting small game, and I guess if you were Ishi or some ancient Native American, you could be very, very effective with it. But you know, it turned into a beautiful little bow, that I could use instead of just throwing away the wood. The string is a Flemish twist string that I made for the bow. Right there, that light colored piece is some sinew that I used when I was making the string just to keep it from wanting to unravel on itself. Here's the other end. But anyway, yeah, this is my little Osage bow, 35 pounds, buckskin handle, hemp wrapped, lacing, homemade string. It's a little bit snaky, if you can see it. Probably making you dizzy if you watch this, but you can kind of see the waviness of it. If I'd have been smart, I would have just ran that stave through a planer and backed it with bamboo, hickory, or rawhide, and I would have ended up with a heavier weight bow that would have had a lot more snakiness to it. Anyway, my battery's about to run dead on this stupid cell phone. Hope you enjoy this video. Thank you. Camera's not wanting to turn off. I really need to get a better camera.